Hey everyone, it's Susan Pierce Thompson and welcome to the weekly vlog. So I'm on location. I'm actually in Maui right now, and how this happened is that Everett Considine, who does our Bright Line Freedom program and has created the Bright Line Eating Parts Map, which is this map of all the sort of parts of us that get activated when we do Bright Line Eating and stuff. He's doing a workshop here, the first actually, Bright Line Eating Parts Workshop, and he invited me some time ago to come and just be here on location because the Bright Line Eating, Bright Line Freedom people that are going to be here would love to hang out and see me. And when he first invited me, I was like, I am so busy doing Reboot Resume. There's no way. Like, I sort of had this moment of expletive in my head. Like, are you kidding me? And then he said in his message, you could make it a writer's retreat if you have writing to work on. And all of a sudden, it dawned on me that I have a book deadline due that I'd honestly forgotten about in the midst of the Reboot Resume hullabaloo. And I was like, oh my goodness, I think I actually might need a writer's retreat. So I talked to my writing coach, and it was like the first draft was going to be ready by about then, but then the whole book was going to need to be edited and handed over to the publisher. And she said, Susan, every book should be edited in Maui. It'll be a better book, so why don't you go? And so anyway, I'm here in Maui, and the next set of videos that I'm going to shoot are going to be on location here. And I thought it would be a good time to tell you about this book. The second Bright Line Eating book is under contract. Hay House is going to be publishing it. It's going to be coming out in October, specifically October 22nd of this year, 2019. And it's called The Official Bright Line Eating Cookbook, Weight Loss Made Simple. And, I'm aware that I put out a vlog some time ago saying, we don't have a Bright Line Eating Cookbook. We won't have a Bright Line Eating Cookbook. We don't do recipes. We don't do cookbooks. And here I am putting out a Bright Line Eating Cookbook. And so I just kind of wanted to say, okay, yeah, I'm aware that I said I wouldn't be doing this, and I'm doing it. So why am I doing it? Well, for one thing, there's all these fake Bright Line Eating cookbooks out there. People, sort of shysters, hucksters, swindlers who have put out books that have nothing to do with Bright Line Eating, people that I don't think know anything about Bright Line Eating. They've put sweeteners in their recipes. Some of them have just taken other cookbooks that they've written under sort of the name of other plans and just put the Bright Line Eating name on it, and they're selling it on Amazon, which is, that's their path, that's their journey. But from my perspective, I'm concerned about the fact that they're hurting people, right? The fact that people are trying to do Bright Line Eating in earnest, trying to be sincere, and they're starting off their journey and buying what they think are all the supplies that will help them, and then, ending up with these cookbooks that have recipes that have nothing to do with Bright Line Eating, which is kind of a travesty and a shame. So that's one reason, is to actually, rectify that a little bit. Yeah, we've tried getting Amazon to take them down, and it turns out trademarks don't apply to titles of books, and there's nothing we can do, and so whatever. So putting out an official Bright Line Eating cookbook would be one way to help that situation a little bit. But the other thing is that people have really requested it, and this is a place where I've had to be sort of humble in my Bright Line Eating journey and recognize how different people are, and that not everybody's experience is my experience. I didn't need a cookbook. I knew how to cook when I came into Bright Line Eating. The food plan made sense to me. I already loved vegetables. Big Salads and I were friends. And, I kind of took to the food plan relatively easily. And what I'm hearing more and more is that's not everybody's story. Some people come into Bright Line Eating and they're like, I really want to do this, but I don't really know what to eat. I don't really know what to get at the grocery store, and I don't really love vegetables, and I'm kind of daunted. I need some ideas for different ways to prepare this kind of food. It's pretty, far from the way I used to eat, and I've had to, kind of accept hearing this message over and over from different people, and say, okay, maybe I was wrong about that. Maybe there really is room for a Bright Line Eating cookbook. Maybe there really is need for a Bright Line Eating cookbook. But I want to merge the message I said before and this message and say, this is not going to be your typical cookbook. This is not going to be sort of a display of food porn, what we call food porn, right? Like just like, woo, all these sexy recipes and like what a typical cookbook is, diet cookbook is, which is like, what are all the ways that you can make all the foods that you used to eat and like cheat and tweak the ingredients a little bit so that they're technically compliant with your new diet, but you really don't have to change anything fundamental about the way you're eating. That's not going to be what this book is about. It's going to be about, well, first of all, it's going to start off with some science, right? It's going to start off with the science of how a simple, streamlined way of eating, like we do in Bright Line Eating, is necessary to coax the brain into lowering the body fat set point. The brain holds on, generally speaking, to the highest weight that we've ever had as like, you know, it wants to get us back there. This is why weight regain is so common. And there is some science around what it takes to ease the brain into accepting a lower body weight as the new set point. And one of the keys to that is simple food, right? So this is why the sort of sexiness of, you know, taking all of the modern frankenfoods, these like food concoctions, these really seductive combinations of sugar and flour, and learning how to make them without the sugar and flour, but with all the sexiness still in there, it's not going to work. It doesn't fundamentally work because the brain will keep defending a higher body fat set point and you will regain weight. So there's going to be some science at the beginning. And then, you know, we've been pulling from our Bright Lifers community and asking people, what are your favorite recipes? How do you eat? What are food prep and food planning systems that you use that you find effective? And it's really going to be like one of us, like me, or one of our Bright Lifers, taking your hand and walking you through adjusting, acclimating to this new way of eating. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. It was a long time coming. I was reluctant. And now that the project is really underway, I'm excited about it. So I'm here. I'm editing it. I'm sorry that you won't have access until October. But this is sort of the first official public announcement that Bright Line Eating is coming out with a cookbook, October 22nd, 2019. It's also my hope, no promises, it's a long way off, but it's also my hope that there will be some sort of release of like a recipe sharing community that will come around that time as well. More will be revealed. We're in the works. We're planning things. As always, here at Bright Line Eating, working hard to make your life better, to make Bright Line Eating easier for you to do. And it looks like a cookbook is part of that mix. Egg on my face. So yeah, this is Susan on location, excited to announce the official Bright Line Eating Cookbook coming out in October to a store near you, and I'll see you next week.